What's up guys, the Bomb back at it again with another entry on our journey through GXK. Leaving the king for last. Today I will be going over Shimo. Now, why Shimo? Given that I've been so far putting the weakest one first and then the second weakest, blah blah blah. The reason is Shimo has nothing. In the way of statements, all the synopsis statements are about her. That's it. So she's the greatest threat that they've ever fought. So what? Above Kamazats? Above what? The Mecha? Why the fuck not, right? Well, the novel has quite a lot of statements of her being stronger than evolved Godzilla. It also has statements of her having caused the Ice Age, as well as freezing the better part of Greenland in a very short amount of time, which is a pretty good calculation. But aside from that, there really isn't much in the way of statements for her. Of course, she's stated above Kong, but that's kind of shown on screen. Her feats on screen aren't really that much better either. Well, they are good, but it's not something that you would expect from, well, the king of that movie, Queen in this case. Her breath can overpower base Kong. The frostbite from it can, well, kill him over time. It can create massive ice structures with absolute zero, which is pretty cool. And it doesn't really have any destructive value at all. She can freeze a big chunk of ocean with her passive cold, I suppose. Rather, it's probably her breath, but we don't really know. She can tank all attacks from Godzilla. Some will try to argue that CGI inconsistencies apply to this case. However, they all disappear immediately, and given every other statement ever, I don't think it really makes sense to say that Godzilla hurt her. Especially since his strongest attack ever, except for burning Godzilla, his strongest attack ever does not harm Shimo at all. She can overpower Godzilla. She can one-shot him with a throw. For one-shot him as in knock him out of the battle for a very long time. She can freeze kaiju in an instant and leave them incapacitated. Her beam is capable of weakening one's durability by a one-shot. We see this with Skarking, who went from tanking Kong's attacks to getting one-shot by Kong slamming him on the ground. Shimo could, for example, freeze Ghidorah and then one-shot him. Now, do I believe that Shimo is stronger than Ghidorah? Well, she's stronger than a Godzilla, who is stronger than a Godzilla, who is stronger than a Godzilla, who most likely beats Ghidorah. She has the ability to freeze kaiju whole in an instant, even Godzilla, whose skin has gained thermal regulation, which means that it is resistant to cold, and she's frozen Ghidorah before. And if she does end up freezing him, he's going to be 10 times weaker in terms of durability. So the stat advantage is definitely with Shimo. Now some people try to say that, hey, Ghidorah is Godzilla's strongest enemy canonically. Strongest enemy that Monarch knew of and that existed at that time, because Shimo is, well, a colossal undiscovered threat. So not really. Some people try to say that Godzilla beat Shimo back in the past when he was in his ancient state, which doesn't make any sense at all. Evolved Godzilla at a lowest end is at the bare minimum above KOTM Godzilla, who is stronger than G14, and G14 is stronger than his ancient iteration. So unless G14 is stronger than Shimo, which I would love, no. Some people try to say that Godzilla and Shimo fighting Ghidorah means that Ghidorah is stronger than Shimo because she couldn't fight him alone. You niggas neglect the fact that we don't really know how that fight went. So to say that Shimo struggled is the same thing as saying that Godzilla beat Ghidorah alone. We don't know, and it doesn't make any sense by any other estimation. However, I will be honest, and I will say that I have not given this topic as much thought as I could. But if Shimo is stronger than a Godzilla, who should by all means be stronger than Ghidorah, if Shimo has statements of being the greatest threat that they've ever fought, and if Shimo is the one who froze him, with all of the prior context, do we think Ghidorah is stronger?